There we are. We're live. All right. That's right, everybody. We are ready to check out this book, Nightmare Spider Apocalypse by Dean Hanson. I am joined by Mr. Dean Hanson, the author. Say hello to everybody, Dean. Hi. Where's the sound? Something
sorry,
happened.
I muted.
You were muted.
Yeah, I'm done.
So, congratulations on this new release, Dean. Nightmare Spider Apocalypse. Wow. Now, this is an excellent cover. It's very illustrative of what happens in the book. Let me tell you, I have read through it. And I'm excited to narrate this for you. So, can you tell us a little bit more? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you came up with the idea for Nightmare Spider Apocalypse?
Well, first I found this game by watching YouTube because I'm a lazy boy. I just sit on my couch, watch TV all day, and that's basically what I do. But then I found the game, and I thought it would be fun, but couldn't find it, and buying it wouldn't be that fun. So instead, I just installed it instead of like buying it. And yeah, when I first found the game, I was really excited to play it, and when I played it, it's just about killing the spiders and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's great. So, inspired by video games, much like your dad. Your dad writes a lot of Gamelit, LitRPG stuff. So he loves video games. Or do you guys play video games together?
Yeah, most likely Minecraft that my dad hates now.
Oh, why does your dad hate Minecraft?
Played it way too much.
Oh, well, I can
I,
understand that.
I had my computer since I was 5.
Wow. And are
And
you 9 or 10 now?
right now,
Yeah.
English age is almost 10 because my birthday is at May 27th instead. Yeah, and because of that, I'm almost 10 in Korean age. I'm 11 because every time, like every year, like let's say New Year, right? If it's past New Year and it's like January 1st, then all of the ages in Korean go to the next like age. So it moves on every time it passes New Year.
Wait, are you saying that people just get an extra level up? Like in Korea, in certain times, they increase their age, just the number goes up
Yeah,
once
it's
more.
not about passing the birthday.
Whoa. So your age in Korean is almost 11.
No, I'm clearly 11 right now because it's past New Year, and every birth, like when you first get birthed, you start off with a level 1 because in America you don't, but in Korea it's every traditional is like different. So you get like a level up when you get birthed, and
Wow.
so when you first get birthed you have a level 1, and every time it's past New Year you get a level 1.
I am completely confused,
I
and
know.
you're a smart young man if you actually understand what you're saying right now.
I do.
So but like in American years, you're 10. So
Yep.
not yeah, okay, great.
Well, almost 10 because
Almost 10.
clearly my birthday is just like 1 week ahead.
Okay, all right. So real close to being 10 years old.
Yes.
And you wrote a whole book. I think your dad said it was 17,000 words. That's quite a lot. How long did it take you to write?
Some months, like 5.
5 months.
I don't know. At the end, I got pretty bored, so I was being lazy. Didn't write my book for like several weeks or something. I don't know, like 2 or something weeks. Yeah.
Well, then I'm so glad that you finished it because your dad was able to push you into publishing it, right?
It's
And
very long because of, like, if I'm right, the alphabets that I used are over 72,000.
can't be
So
that many.
many.
The number of letters,
Yeah,
72,000.
because
Gotcha.
every word is like 4 or 3 or 1 or anyway, something each.
Right.
So, so
A lot of
many.
letters. That's a lot of button presses. It's a lot of,
Yeah.
and that doesn't count the backspaces, right? When you're like, I don't like that.
The backspaces
Yeah.
might be counted. I'm not actually sure because it's just Google Drive and stuff.
Right, right. So, um, what I'm gonna do for you is narrate your audiobook. I don't know if you've heard of Sound Booth Theater. I don't know. Probably not. You're
I
you're young.
actually think I did.
You did. Well, that's
Well,
great.
I saw a lot of YouTubers go on live
Mhm.
because live is basically where YouTubers do their like game stuff and post to Twitter stuff, Facebook, Instagram, a lot of stuff.
Well, that's awesome. And yeah, so your dad is also an author, and he's really proud of you. I
Yeah,
hope you know that.
he's written like, I don't know, 7 books. Also
Seven,
a
yeah.
kids book that I
Right,
really
right.
helped him.
Yeah, what was it called? What was the kids book that he wrote?
Uh, Fairy Nights.
Fairy Nights. Okay.
Yeah, he's made uh 2 because right now he's working on 3. He should have been done with that like 1 month ago. I don't
Great.
know why.
Oh, by the way, Dubba Dubba is in the he's in the comments right now. He's Warwick. He did the art for your book. So, hi Warwick. Thanks for dropping by. And who else do we have? We have Barry Compton here. We have Camaro76, who was hanging out with me a little bit earlier today. Just Vibing is here. Anybody else who's here in the just say hi in the chat, and I'll give you a shout out. Oh, I told people I would be on Discord as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop in there
Discord.
in case anybody was hoping I'd be there instead. So yeah, I'm in my booth now. If anyone prefers to watch from there. So let's get us started. One thing that I've been doing while I've been interviewing you here is studying your voice. Because this main character is you, right? In this book?
Yeah.
Duncan Horde, hey there. There's another person watching, and Facebook user says bonjour. Okay, so I don't know. It's maybe around here.
Did you
Something.
know I have my own Facebook account?
You have one? I don't know
Yep.
if you have one.
No, I do.
You do. You do.
Yep.
Okay. Well, stay far away from the Sound Booth Theater Live Facebook group. It's not a place for kids, but maybe someday when you have leveled up. And since you're in Korea, you're going to be leveling up faster, right? You're going to be old enough faster.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
American traditional it's birthdays, but here in Korea it's just past New Year. Like
Okay.
New Year is the last day for all of the days that have passed because that would be 364 days past, and that's just basically the last day because 1 year equals 365 days,
Mm-hmm.
and past that is, I don't know, 1 level up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll be old enough to hang out with us soon. But for now, we'll keep it we'll keep it kid friendly. I'll do my best to use good language only. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so I'm having a little bit of trouble finding your voice. You're not quite this high, are you? And it's a little bit broader than this, right?
My voice isn't that high.
Right. It's pretty cool. Oh, geez. You're in this. You're hitting this spot that I don't think I have in my voice.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
It's just
Okay.
my voice isn't deep or high.
Right. It's right in the middle.
Sometimes I just go very high, or sometimes when I'm very sick, it's just whoa,
Really
whoa,
low. Really
like,
low. Yeah.
yeah, whoa, then whoa.
All right. So I think this is about as close as I can get. It's not high. It's a little bit. Just a little bit breathy. Right.
Yeah, and I'm also a little sick, so
A
sometimes it
little
can
sick.
like,
A little
yeah,
sick.
sometimes it can like change the mind or something.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we can do here. So, one thing I can't do today because I hurt myself like an idiot, is I'm not going to be able to do a lot of recording because I can't use my left arm very well.
How
So
did
what
you
I'm gonna
hurt yourself?
don't even worry about it. It's embarrassing and barely anything. It's like I'm getting old, so I don't have to do anything to hurt myself. It just happens. Um, yeah, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through 5 or 6 chapters of your book, and you tell me if you like the way it sounds. Okay?
Okay.
If you think, I could do something better, if you're like, you can just stop me. Hey, wait a second. I don't like that voice.
Okay.
Right? So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to work on your voice. All right? Prologue. Dad, Mom, come here. There's something crazy going on. I was standing at the big window of my living room, holding my teddy sheep Chingu with one hand and my teddy turtle with the other. My tan and hairy puppy dog Mione was barking from the sofa beside me. That was probably because of the spaceship. Did I mention there was a spaceship? I guess I should have started with that. See, it was nighttime here in Korea, and I had been building Legos in front of the TV, watching crazy YouTube videos when I heard the loudest thing ever. The window cracked, and I was scared. Mione started barking, and then outside I could see the jet trail of a rocket turbine engine. It was a spaceship. Mom! Dad! Really? Come here! It's important! My dad came running into the room and stared out at the spaceship. This isn't good. This is not good at all, he said. I'm going to check the news and see what is happening. How's that? How's it doing so far?
It sounds good for me because I'm usually sometimes high pitched or something, but my dad is so low pitched.
You want him lower?
If you can hear it right now.
No, I can't hear him right now.
Oh, anyway, he's not low pitched.
He's
Really.
not low pitched.
Yeah, he's pretty high. Something like me or something.
Okay. This isn't good. This is not good at all. I'm going to check the news and see what is happening.
Sounds better.
Is that better? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stick to that voice. I could hear my mom snoring loudly in the bedroom. I don't think even an atomic bomb could wake her up, so I just let her sleep. Dad came back in after checking the news. They say there are spaceships all over the world. Nobody knows why they're here, but the news is advising that we stay calm, don't go outside, and make sure we have a to-go bag ready in case things turn bad. Our to-go bag was a big old army backpack filled up with soda, chips, water, and cans of food. My dad used to be a soldier, so he had everything already set in case we ever went to war with the North. I felt super safe, and when he sent me to his room to go to sleep, I didn't have any trouble sleeping. But if I had known what was going to come next, I don't think I ever would have gone to sleep. Because when I woke up the next day, everyone was gone. All right, so that's the prologue. How am I doing so far? Are we still all right?
Yep.
Yeah? All right. Here goes. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The next day, I woke up holding on to my teddy sheep, and I could immediately feel that something was wrong. Mom? Dad? I called out. It was 6:45, so they were probably sleeping. Oh, 6:45. That's what time you usually wake up, right? But that didn't feel right. It felt like everyone and everything was gone. I looked out the window in my bedroom, even though the window was streaked with dust from Korean manji. Manji? Yellow dust. I could see well in the wait. Dust from manji, okay. Even though the window was streaked with dust from Korean manji, yellow dust, I could see well in the pre-dawn light. The spaceships were gone, but nothing else was moving either. None of the lights were on in any of the other apartments. Mom? Dad? I called again. It was too early, but this was important. I crawled over to the stairs of my bunk bed and climbed down, Chingu in my one arm and my puppy Mioni in my other. She was quiet and shivering this morning, like she felt something was wrong. So I put her down again in my bed and let her hide under the blankets. Then I walked to the hallway and knocked on my parents' door. I feel like my voice is changing on this. It's not being consistent. I need to find something more consistent for you. I need to find something more consistent. I think maybe over here. I think I need to harden my consonants a little bit. So I
I
sound more
think
like a
the
boy.
voice is like fine.
You like it? Okay, let me
Yeah,
keep going
because
then.
not every voice is good, you know.
Hello? I asked. Are you awake? But there was no sound. No snoring so loud that it would shake a 767 jetliner in mid-flight. No tired voice telling me to try again in 30 minutes. Nothing. I opened the door. My parents were gone. Mom! Dad! I yelled. The blankets lay on the bed straight up and down, left to right, with little lumps and wrinkles in them as if my parents just disappeared with the comforter slumping down rather than go out of bed and left to go who knows where. I ran out of the bedroom and grabbed my hand phone from the charger. I turned it on, and then I went to the phone book and selected my dad. His phone rang from the bedroom. Oh no. I ran back to my room and I changed from my pajamas into some blue jeans with a t-shirt and a sweater over top. It was spring in my country, and so the mornings were chilly, sometimes with dew on the ground that would get on your legs and make you shiver. Then I opened my door and I looked into the apartment hallway. It shined coldly in the morning light, its marble-faced floor looking almost blue. The concrete walls were white peppered with black and usually a happy sight. Seeing them meant school was finished. But here, it looked scary, like the walls of some castle dungeon. I put on my riding helmet and got on my scooter, then scooted to the elevator and pressed the down button. Please be there, I said under my breath again and again. They might have gone for a walk. Maybe they were exercising. The elevator door opened up, and a large spider came crawling out. I stomped it immediately. I kind of like the idea of like when I actually do do the audiobook, like we can have a swell right there, like a fake out, like the elevator door opened up and a large spider came crawling out. I stomped it immediately. Like just cut that tension right in half.
Sometimes it's like very scary, like you're like watching time or something, and then something pops out, but you just uh like kill it immediately.
Mhm. Yep, exactly. I think I got you here. We'll do a good job with this little part. The crunch reminded me of breakfast cereal. Yucky, icky breakfast cereal that would make you throw up if you ate it. Then I went into the elevator. The light inside was gold, and I checked the walls. Usually the guards put up papers when something was wrong, kind of like pages from a newspaper that told people about local news and what to be careful about. There was nothing there about spaceships, though. Finally, a bit of good news. I guessed they had just decided to go away. The elevator door opened. Oop, excuse me. I forgot to get myself something to drink. I'll just use this. It's fine. The elevator door opened at the first floor, and I scooted out into the cool blue of the apartment lobby. There was another big spider hanging out on the rows of mailboxes on my right, but other than that, it was totally empty. I kept my eyes on the spider as I walked to the front door, and I wasn't sure, but it looked like he was keeping his eyes on me, too. Did I mention I hate spiders? The door opened automatically, its red electronic eye turning green as I passed by. Outside, there was no one. I sped my scooter to the recycling. Mom! Dad! And there, sitting in the can section, was a giant spider almost the size of a cat. It was holding a can of orange soda in two arms and slurping at it greedily with his strange spider mouth. I screamed and swung my scooter around, speeding out to the apartment utility road, then followed it to the middle of the apartment block. All around me were the playgrounds, the flower gardens, all of the wonderful things that make my apartment so beautiful. And it wasn't until I stopped running to catch my breath that I saw that it wasn't beautiful anymore. Not with hundreds of spiders, tiny, small, and medium, crawling all around on them. I stopped to stare, and then I trembled. This wasn't good. The town was fine. I mean, there weren't big fires everywhere and spaceships blowing holes into the ground with aliens running around screaming neener neener. But there were spiders everywhere. And they didn't look like stupid earth spiders either. Like, have you ever seen a spider the size of a tank? I did right there and then. And it wasn't good. It was a giant mess that I guessed would get even messier before it was done. I zipped back to my apartment building and some of the spiders followed for a little bit, but then stopped. Lazy spiders. I might have laughed at them, but I was too sad about all of the craziness that was going on around me. I put my code into the door and it slid open. The mailbox spider was standing at the elevator door and it stared at me with scared eyes. I raised my foot to stomp it, but then I decided that maybe he was like me and he didn't know what was happening either. "Get out of here, you scary eight-legged monster!" I said. He scurried away. Then I pushed the button to go up and the elevator dinged. The doors slid open and I rolled my scooter in, looking all around to make sure there weren't any spiders inside. "What a bad day," I said. The elevator went to the 5th floor and I got out. Then I put my scooter away, but kept my helmet on in case there was anything else that I had to worry about. It made for some fine armor for my head. The door lock beeped as I put in the code, and then it cranked and opened. I stepped inside my apartment and looked around. Why did it feel colder in here? I took off my shoes and went into the living room. There, I saw the window was open. And a spider was there dancing on my Lego toys. I ran into my dad's office and grabbed his clipboard. Then I ran out. The spider tried to jump on my foot, but I dropped the clipboard and splat! He was a messy little puddle on the floor. There was a screech, and I looked over at the sofa. 2 more spiders were coming out, and one of them had a spider-sized sword. This was getting dangerous. I ran to our foyer closet and opened it up. I like how they're spiders, so they're already scary and dangerous, but then you give them swords?
It's like
You have to
it's
ramp it
like
up.
it's like you're fighting with nothing in your hands, like, and then suddenly a guy pops out with a sword, like right here, with like a sword, like right here, and like kills it.
You were not prepared for this knife fight with a spider. That's for sure. All right, let's see how you deal with it. I ran to our foyer closet and opened it up. There, in my dad's toolbox, was his 9mm handgun and a lighter. I grabbed both of them and turned around just in time to see the spider trying to stab my big toe. I kicked him across the room. He was way too small for the gun, and I didn't want to waste my bullet. Or shoot my foot by accident. I needed something, though, especially since more spiders were coming out, this time from the bathroom. I ran to my parents' bathroom in their bedroom and grabbed some hairspray from my mom's beauty table. With that and my lighter, I could make a flamethrower. One spider launched itself like a rocket, and I shot it with my fire as it flew through the air. The other spiders saw and started running for the door. I chased them and started shooting my fire everywhere. 4 spiders died. But now my house was on fire. Mione was at the door barking and whining, and I was running to save everything I would need to live somewhere else. I was mad. I'd woken up thinking I'd play games with my dad and maybe watch some YouTube. I'd just gotten to dawn with my house torched and everything and everyone I knew was gone. On a world full of spiders that wouldn't stop coming after me. I didn't have a house anymore, but I did have an idea. Before I left, I grabbed my dad's laptop and stuffed it in his laptop bag, then put it on my back. I grabbed the to-go bag and dragged it out of the apartment and used its straps to tie it to the scooter. I didn't have a home, but I was still going to have the internet. Maybe I could find someone there. After I got to safety, that was. All right, that's chapter 1. Full chapter. It starts off with a bang, huh? You know
The
how
thing
to
about
you know how to
the thing
write
about like that one spider having a knife or something. Imagine the spider just trying to do this. Instead, you have something, and then you're like, you're just like, it's like you have a clipboard,
Mhm.
and you just go crazy with it.
Oh, I see.
And so it's like they
Instead of
can't
just one
escape.
stab, just like hammering down. Yeah.
Not just one, like, and it's just, it's like luring them
You know,
away or something.
Dean, one of the reasons I wanted to do this is because I think your brain works a lot like mine does. Like when things happen, when your imagination goes crazy, you just see these pictures. You see these things happening in front of you. You see these concepts.
More like having an AK-47 and just shooting everything in a circle. Like,
Yeah, dude.
it would be
Dude,
insane.
great visual, especially with spiders everywhere. That would get messy, but fun. All right, let's keep going. We got chapter 2 here. Looks like we got a picture of Mione on the front, or in this chapter. All right, chapter 2. I scooted into the elevator with Mione running behind me, and together we left the apartments. The fire alarm had started, ringing so hard that my ears wanted to close, but nobody came down to the stairs or out of the door. So I shot away as fast as I could and swung past horrible spiders to the street. I could go there now because nobody was around to hit me with a car. At least not that I know of. I zipped down the middle of the road, looking left and right for some place that might be safe. But that's the thing about spiders. They can go everywhere. All right, I thought. There isn't anywhere safe, but maybe if I can find a place that has just one entrance and exit, Mione can watch the way in, and I can use the laptop to try to find some help. I scooted a few long blocks and headed to the shopping district. It was a bit old style and it was full of dead ends. There were a lot to choose from, but I picked one in particular. It was the one where the middle school students would hide when they didn't want the adults to see what they were doing. You got some inside knowledge there. I zoomed in and got off my scooter and let it lay across the uneven bricks of the alley end. This was perfect. Mione cocked her head. Listen, puppy, I need to check the internet and see if there are still any people anywhere. Can you be a good puppy dog and watch the entrance for anything too dangerous or scary? Mione said. What a good puppy. I booted up the computer and it asked for a password. PASSWORD 1234, I typed. It beeped, and opened up to a blue messenger screen. I clicked it open and scanned the names. Red dot, red dot, red dot. There were so many red dots. This meant that the person wasn't online right now. But with all of the craziness going on around me, I knew that it meant they weren't on Earth anymore. But then I saw a green dot. Is this Tom Schooler or Schuler?
Tom Shower.
Schaller. Okay.
It's hard to say.
Tom Schaller, my dad's army friend. Another one, Brett Muskrat. Gabroni Spaghetti. Philip Pizzazz. I wasn't the only one. I went to click on my friend Gabroni when the computer started ringing. Someone was contacting me. I clicked the green check mark and the screen of my computer flashed open. Long blonde gray hair, blue eyes, and a kind plus beautiful smile. It was my grandma. All right, I gotta do your grandma's voice now. Hello, Dean. Are you okay? Yeah, is it high enough? Does she have a lower voice? Does she have more gravel? Does she have more? What do you think?
I think it's a little lower, but I think it's fine actually.
Hello,
I think
Dean.
No, I think it's fine actually. It's just that I said that it's just like a little low voice. It's just I think it's fine, even if it's like high or something.
Okay. Hello, Dean. Are you okay? Not really, I said. Seeing her there, I was finally so scared. I can't find Mom or Dad. On the screen, I could see that Grandma was crying. I touched my face, and my hand felt wet. I was crying too. Where are you, Dean? Grandma asked me. That doesn't look like your home. Not unless you all moved into the dirtiest alley in the world. Even though I was sad, I smiled. Grandmas are good at making their grandkids do that. I had to leave the house. I was fighting spiders and I set the whole place on fire. You can come here, Dean. When I had this house built, your grandpa said he was tired of having spiders in the house, so he made them build a spider-proof house. I can see them running around outside, but none of them can get in no matter how hard they try. And I have a year's worth of food in the basement. Can you come here? I thought about it. Her house was out in the country and I was smack dab in the city. Spider City, really, I thought, as I saw a small spider skitter up the alley wall beside me. He stopped and stared at me. Then he fell down and I freaked out. What if he was some sort of spider imposter and he was going to climb up my pant leg and poison me? Grandma, I will go there. It will take a long time, but I have my scooter and I have Mioni. I have to go. The spiders are here and I need to keep moving. This is all so horrible. Yes, it is, Grandma said, but I know you can come here. Oh, I wish I could just drive and get you, but there are too many spiders outside. They'd get me before I could get to the truck. Yeah, stay there. I can fight through them. I have a flamethrower, a clipboard, and a gun. Stay safe. I clunked the lid of the laptop closed and stuffed it back into its bag. I loaded everything back up onto my scooter and wheeled out of the alley and out of the shopping district into another residential zone. And what I saw was wild. There was a group of people here and they were fighting spiders the size of lions. One had a sword and another had ninja stars, but the rest of them were just punching and kicking. It was a big mess, and I wanted to go and help them, but I couldn't. It was easy to see that they were going to lose the fight. I rolled away, sad but determined. Gunfire echoed from an alleyway. A truck roared by, squishing spiders along the length of the road. A businessman fought a spider the size of a dog with his heavy briefcase. All of this I saw, I remembered, and I passed on by. I had to get to Grandma. And hours later, when I neared Speedy Park with its tall trees and giant playground, I suddenly realized it was quiet. There was no fighting here. My stomach rumbled and I realized something else. I was super hungry. and Speedy Park had a convenience store. I was going to have to break in and make myself something to eat. All right, and that's chapter 2. 1 second, real quick, Dean. I got to go get myself something else to drink. I'll be right back. Here we go. Wrong headphones. There we go. Getting a lot of comments in here, Dean. People are liking the show.
One thing about the weaponry stuff is it's just not one gun, one clipboard, one flamethrower. It's way more. Like, there's an actual flamethrower instead of a hair blower, and there's like an actual machine gun, and
and then on the cover there's a bazooka.
Yeah, you like. Why do you use a frying pan to like hit this frying?
I think a frying pan might be actually an ideal weapon.
I mean, a frying pan is made out of metal, so it would be strong.
Yeah, and it flattens them, right?
Right. It's not a clipboard that's made out of like wood and like has a clip that's made out of like little steel, not strong steel.
That's weak compared to the frying pan, dude. I'm frying pan all the way.
A frying pan would be insane.
You should have grabbed one. You should have grabbed one on your way out. Don't you have one in your house? Should have grabbed one.
Yeah. It's okay because I'm not actually gonna use melee weapons.
Yeah, well, you get the bazooka and then you don't really.
Usually in the game, there are like several maps, like some houses, like a barn, a office. Anyway, there are like a lot of places where you can get weapons. One of the places I really like is there's like the office, and in the office there's like a secret room that you have a key to open. Well, you first gotta find a button that opens the secret room, then you need a key, but instead
whose office is this?
I'm not actually sure, but it's just in the game. And
in a game. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Did you stumble upon some supervillain's office?
No. Anyway, instead, one of the YouTubers used the pistol that you start with and just shot down the walk instead of finding a key. That's
the way to do it. I mean,
who uses a flare gun to fight spiders? Like, why do you use a flare gun?
You could kill one spider with a flare gun.
Isn't a flare gun supposed to be for requesting help? Pew,
but it's still on fire. It's still a large bullet that's on fire. So yeah, if you shoot somebody with a flare gun, they're gonna be hurting.
Also, one thing about that office is that office has like a vault door, and the vault door leads to some kind of like secret base or something, and that's where you have like an armory, some cards that you put in some like mega device or something, and there are 3 rooms for it. 1 armory, 1 card in that room. There's like one resting area where you can like have some like snacks and stuff. Anyway, there's a card there, and one more place that's like the office room, where instead of the main office, there's like a bigger office where there are like several computers and stuff that you work on. There's also a card in there, and you need
Wow.
3 cards
Okay,
for the mega device.
real quick
Pretty
though,
big.
which game is this again?
Kill it with fire.
Kill It with Fire. I have not heard of this game, but it sounds like it's interesting. It's I mean, like Kill It with Fire. That's a great name for a video game. I will investigate this
Also,
after our
you
call. Thank
get
you for this
like
recommendation.
bombs and stuff. And
Mm.
my favorite part
Fire bombs?
is, yeah, they're like grenades that blind you.
Oh, flashbangs.
Yeah, I forgot the name. Anyway,
Yep.
they're in like, let's say Molotovs. Just throw it everywhere. Make it.
Okay, I'm sold.
Like,
I'm sold. I'll play this game.
yeah.
All right, Kill It with Fire. You heard it here first. Is it on Steam? I'm sure it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam and
Yeah.
it's like $15. I don't know, $10. I actually don't know the price because I haven't seen it for a while. Also, another game you should check is Tabs.
Taps. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator?
Yep.
Hell yeah, I play that game. You guys, seriously, that game is hilarious. You should get it. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Okay.
The best thing about that game is,
yeah, go ahead. Real quick.
Everything's wobbly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The physics are totally accurate though. So
anyway, we can
everyone
do
play that.
Now.
Moving on. Chapter 3. It was the afternoon when I got to Speedy Park. I was going to have to speed up if I wanted to get to Grandma's house before dark. But I was starving too, so I really needed to get to that convenience store. And something to drink would be good. I thought about soda and could imagine the feel of the bubbles tickling my mouth. It was too good. I started running and Mione ran with me, barking and letting her tongue hang out of the side of her mouth. Silly tongue. And since it is the spider apocalypse, I did the same thing. Why not? It's not like anyone was around to tell me how silly I looked. I got to the store and saw that there weren't any spiders around. Better still, the lights were all on and the power was working, so that meant the food and drinks would be cool and fresh. I ran to the glass door and peeked in before I opened it, just to make sure it was safe. And I saw something that really made me happy. There was a red can, little drops of water holding onto its sides like it had just gotten back from a swim. Dr. Pepper! I told Mione to wait outside, and then I ran inside and grabbed the can from the countertop. Then I put it back down. It was Coke. It isn't a bad drink, but it isn't very exciting. It's a common drink, and it's everywhere, so I'd rather have something else. I went further into the store to the drink section, and I opened the glass door. What to drink? What to drink? I saw Gatorade, lemonade, yucky grapefruit juice, and there! Dr. Pepper! A whole 2-liter bottle of the stuff. I grabbed it, screwed off the cap, and started chugging it straight from the bottle. In my head, I could hear Mom yell at me for being so disgusting, but those two weren't here now, were they? The thought made me sad, and I put the bottle back down, letting out a gigantic burp. Okay, I have something to admit to you, Dean. I cannot burp on command. I'm just not good at burping. Can you burp on command?
No, because the only time I can burp is basically drinking a bunch of soda alcohol.
Yeah, me too, and I have not had a lot of soda today. So, Ahmed, do you think we can get a real big nasty burp real quick?
I don't know.
We'll move on after that.
I never had
one second. He'll get us. He'll get us a big old nasty burp real quick. It'll come. He just has to go look it up. Just be patient. Wait for the burp. All right, that'll work. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Something skittered. There's a sizzling, hissing sound along with the patter of many tiny feet. Spiders! I must have scared them with my burp. I wondered if they might think that I was a big, scary monster. I hoped so, because I didn't want to accidentally burn down the convenience store, too, especially since the cars around the convenience store were probably filled with gas. If they caught on fire, they would be like bombs. I waited, and the spider sound stopped. Good. That meant that I could grab some good food while I was here and not have to dip into the army food in Dad's to-go bag. I grabbed some sausages from one of the clear refrigerator shelves, then I made my way through to the cereal aisle, looking for Choco cereal and marshmallows. But what I saw there made me gasp. The cereal boxes and marshmallow bags had all been torn open, and there was a big mess of both on the floor. Worse yet, there was a spider the size of one of the shelves sitting on top of it all, eating. "Hey, you little freaky spider!" "Well, not little, but yes, freaky! You are eating my food! Get out of here or you will pay!" The spider stopped eating for a second and looked at me. He waved one arm and started eating again. I could feel my face turn red, almost as red as the strange stripes that ran through this spider. He was a strange one, and he was about to be a dead one. "My marshmallows!" I screamed as I charged the pile. The spider jumped out of the way in just the right time, and I slipped on big pieces of slimy Choco dust. "Ugh!" I yelled as I hit the mess. Choco marshmallow slime got in my mouth. It was gross. "Ugh! You are going to get it!" I yelled. He was standing in front of me, just out of the reach of my arms, dancing and waving his own arms at me. He was mocking me. I wasn't sure, but it sounded like he was saying something too. "Nana nana boo-hoo, stuck your head in poo-poo." Oh, that spider. He was going to get smashed, then mashed, then set on fire. Wait a minute. Fire! That's the answer. I pulled out my revolver and fired a shot at its face. It freaked out and two legs blew off the side in green splatter. It yelled. I guess that was a very bad word in spider language. It skittered away, but slowly, like it was drunk. I fired again. "Keep the change, you filthy animal," I said. Then the spider exploded. And I don't mean it broke apart into messy green yuckiness. I mean it exploded like it was dynamite that had been set on fire. Mounds of cereal flew up around me and shelves and boxes caught on fire. But somehow I wasn't hurt. I decided to remember not to shoot spiders with red stripes. Those guys were nasty. I stood up from the pile of garbage cereal marshmallow guck just in time for the sprinkler system to kick in, a douse with me. To douse me. Oh. I stood up from the pile of garbage cereal marshmallow guck just in time for the sprinkler system to kick in and douse me with cold water. Great. Just what I needed. A cold shower. When the fires were gone, the water stopped, and I saw a bunch of spiders, the size of tarantulas, waiting at the checkout counter, holding stuff. "What are you guys doing?" I asked. "Checkout, please," one spider hissed. The others said the same. "Checkout, please. Checkout, please." If it wasn't one thing, it was the other. These guys were weird. I went behind the counter and scanned all their goods. Then a green spider the size of a ham climbed up and spit out a $100 bill, the exact total of all the stuff they had been buying. "We buy so you no kill us," the spider said. Then it winked, and the billion or however many spiders left the store. I like how the moral of the story for chapter 3 is commerce creates peace, right?
So the spiders with like red stripes in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not exactly red stripes, but red spiders, like totally red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys explode, and I don't know, where did I first find them? Oh yeah, I forgot. I first found them at like a gas station,
Oh, really? So that's why
and it was
that's what
horrible.
inspired the scene, huh?
It was horrible because when I was done inside of the convenience store, there was the
Mm-hmm.
outside. Well, behind the convenience store, there was like a backyard, and the one thing I couldn't understand was there was a giant propane tank, like right behind the store, and there was like an exploding spider, but like right next to the propane tank, there was a small one, like a small explosive canister, and because I shot like the explosive spider, it just caused like a chain reaction, and the whole store blew up into pieces, but
Oh,
just the back. But the worst thing was after coming out of the convenience store, like to the front from the back, I found the item. It's gas, and so I
but it
wanted
didn't blow up.
no, I wanted absolute chaos. So what I did was this. So I was uh, putting gas like all over the uh, like gas station, because the convenience store was actually a gas station. And so when I was out of gas, I like I had my hand like like the hair blower, and I just did it. And what happened was it caught on fire. And the funniest thing was it caused another chain reaction that caused it for no cars. Like the cars couldn't get any more gas
Whoa.
because like yeah, that sound, it just totally exploded. And so yeah, it was a giant mess.
Well,
Exploding spiders are very not good.
I'm glad you have all these very action-packed um, influences for
One
your
of the
stories, man. This is
spiders I
great.
hate like a lot is a radioactive one.
Oh no, I don't remember. Did we run into one in this book? A radioactive one? I think you talk
I,
about radioactive stuff in this. I don't remember if there was a radioactive spider in here. Well,
I don't
there
remember
is.
either.
We're meeting a very important spider in this chapter. Looks like there's a picture of Steven here. So yeah, let's meet Steven. Chapter 4. I left the convenience store, a bunch of money in my pocket and my belly full of food. I scooted forward with my puppy Mione riding on my head, barking like a police siren as we rode through the city. We were getting closer to the suburbs where the city ended and things would get more woodsy and less dense. But there was a problem. It was getting darker, and I needed a place to sleep when it became totally night. I looked around and I saw lots of big white houses with pretty front lawns, backyards with big trees, and one with a treehouse even. The backyard was amazing, but also there was a barrel with a picture of a bomb exploding on it. That might be useful, I thought, just in case one of the giant tank-sized spiders came looking for me. And there was a gas tank that would make for an even bigger bomb. That might be useful if even bigger spiders come to eat me or Mione. I scooted in that backyard and I looked at the house. Could I go in there? I peeked in a window. No, I couldn't. There was a spider dance party going on in the house. The living room had a stereo system that was pounding music into the window, making it vibrate back and forth, and there was a metal barrel that had a hose attached to it. From the hose came a river of beer. Spiders rolled in it and played in it. Then they sang and danced and acted really stupid. It was funny, and I laughed. But I didn't want to go in. Who knew what those crazy drunk spiders were going to do if a human kid came into their house to say hello? Oh my god, this might be my favorite part of the book. Like, you just run across a house, and yeah, spiders are just like, dude, they are they are getting crunked. A
Or
river of
maybe
beer for the
they have
spiders.
like a song that is like really horrible, and
Oh yeah,
they
most
the
of the time that's how
spiders
parties are.
that
Yeah.
they like it because they're like drunk and stuff. They don't actually know what they're like hearing or seeing and stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, ah.
That's how most people are at parties. They don't even really know what they're listening to. They just know it makes them move.
Yeah,
And then there's a river of
it's
beer.
pretty big.
I went to the treehouse. It had a series of wooden boards nailed into the tree trunk, one after the other, so that kids like me could climb up it easily, like a ladder. I started climbing, and then Mione barked. Uh-oh. I looked at her. Hey, Mione? Can you climb the ladder? Mione farted and started to chase her own tail. I slapped my forehead. Okay, I can get you up. Hold on. I climbed up the tree and checked the treehouse. There weren't any spiders. They must all have been partying instead. That was good because it was about time for me to sleep, and this treehouse had a bed, an army bed that was green camo canvas stretched across metal legs. It sagged in the middle, and it looked pretty comfy. I laid my laptop back down on the I laid my laptop bag down on the floor underneath the bed, and then I climbed back down. Mione was so happy to see me again that she licked my dirty shoes. I picked her up. Don't worry, Mione. I'll get you up after I get my scooter and the to-go bag up. I'd take you first, but I don't want you to fall out of the treehouse while I'm not up there. Mione barked and ran over to the tree, then peed on the ladder. Yuck. Bad puppy! I yelled, but then I laughed. It was funny. Super gross, but funny. I got the backpack onto my back and climbed back up. It was super heavy, but I was able to get it over into the treehouse and slide it up against the bed. Then I went down and tied a rope to the scooter, then climbed back up, put the rope over a branch, and pulled the scooter up too. Now it was time for Mione. I looked at my puppy, looked at my rope, and Mione started to bark at me and back away. Aw, Mione! No, I wasn't going to tie you to the rope and pull you up over the branch. I lied. I needed a different plan. Mione, stay here and I will go get the backpack for you, I said. I climbed back up the treehouse and I emptied the backpack of its food. Then I tied the backpack to my rope and zipped it most of the way up. Now it was the perfect puppy-sized elevator. Ding ding! I yelled. Going down! The puppy elevator went down to the ground. Mione sniffed it cautiously and barked at it, then barked at me. Oh, fine, you little rat! I yelled. I pulled the bag back up, opened a can of Spam, and slurped the meat into the bag. Mione was a little pig, so she'd jump in the bag for sure now. I brought down the bag and she sniffed the air, barked a bunch, ran in a bunch of circles, and finally, dizzily, climbed into the bag. I pulled her up to the treehouse and got her and the Spam out. Finally, I was finished. I was so tired that it felt like midnight. I hoped it wasn't that late, though, because the music from the house was still booming, and I knew those spiders were still drinking beer, and I bet they were going to have giant headaches when they woke up in the morning. I checked around the treehouse. There were comic books, a few magazines, and even a copy of my favorite book, Fairy Nights, by Damien Hanson. That was lucky. The Fairy Nights book was a little open, though. I thought that was kind of strange. I tried to close it, but something pushed back against me. A moment later, a small but muscled spider came out and flexed his arms at me. Hey, you, he said in a cute chipmunk voice. You wanna fight? What do you think, Dean? How's Steven sound? He's supposed to sound high, right, cute chipmunk?
Hey,
you! How about like that?
Something low pitch.
You want to
It's
go
really
low
good
pitch?
though. Yeah.
Because it says cute chipmunk. I mean, I don't mind doing low. You're the director. It's your book. You want me to do low?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you. He said in a cute chipmunk voice. You want to fight? Like that? How's that? You want to fight? No, I said. I was just trying to close the book. Oh, okay.
The
He
thing
said.
about this is you can just put like instead of a ding sound, you could like put a Street Fighter sound.
Ah, instead of what sound?
instead of the dinging like sound, you can put like a Street Fighter sound that says like "ready, fight," something like that. Fatality,
Maybe we'll
something like
find something
that.
for that for the book. Oh, okay, he said, and then opened a comic book, climbed in, and closed the pages on himself. I'm done reading that book. You go ahead. I'll read and sleep in this one. I scratched my head and shrugged. I looked over at Mione, who was still eating spam from the floor. Then I laid down on the army bed, and I pulled the blankets over myself. Not long later, I was asleep. And that's a chapter. All right. So we met Steven. I think we can go through chapter 5, and I think that'll be enough for tonight. Chapter 5, we still get some Steven. Do we meet Gumi here in chapter 5?
I think it's chapter 6. I actually don't know because I forgot because
It's been
the
a while.
book has a total of like 15 chapters.
Yeah. So it's one of these.
Yeah, it's pretty well.
It's close.
Yeah. This time I bet I unlocked some stuff, like unlock some items. Like I don't unlock a machine gun though. I really hope that.
That's a shame. That's a shame. But you got the bazooka. It's hard to complain when you got a bazooka.
Actually, no, I don't have a bazooka yet. It's just I find it somewhere else, and I find it in like chapter 7 or something. Or
all right. Chapter 5. I woke up in the morning to the sound of birds chirping in the trees and Mione peeing on the floor. I blinked my eyes and sighed. I felt like I should yell at her or something, but where else was my puppy supposed to go? Besides, I found something very interesting that I needed to take a look at. On the pillow next to me was the comic book Spider. He was sleeping, and next to him was a piece of folded notebook paper. I took the notebook paper and opened it. There was a message. Hey kid. Sorry if I scared you last night. The note read. I was a little cranky with those other crazy spiders making so much noise and hopping around the place and swimming and all of that stinky beer. So I came up here to be alone, and then you came up here and I asked if you wanted to fight. That wasn't nice of me. I think I want to get out of here, and by the look of your bags, it looks like you are going somewhere else too. So I was thinking, hey, let's team up. I can be a great friend, and I won't be a burden. Plus, I'm really good at fighting. What do you say, partner? I looked at the spider again, and even though he was small, he was big enough for me to see one of his eyes peeking at me. That made me smile. The poor little guy was shy. I pretended to not see him looking, and I put my finger to my chin. I wonder if I should take him along. He was pretty rude to me last night when I opened that comic book. But then again, he looks really strong, and he wasn't mean after he asked me if I wanted to fight. What do you think, Mione? Should we be friends with a small and strong spider? The spider faked a sleep roll and peeked over at Mione. Mione cocked her head and panted at the spider with her tongue hanging out of her mouth. Hey, puppy. Tell the kid yes, and I'll give you a treat, the spider whispered. I couldn't help it. This guy was funny, so I laughed. All right, Mr. Spider, you can join our group. What's your name? I asked. He opened all of his eyes and did a little dance. Hot diggity, that's fun, he said. You aren't going to regret this. My name is Stephen Apple Pie. Actually, I didn't have a name, so I found the name Stephen in the comic book and made that my name. And then I thought, hey, those guys in the comics have a last name too. And I like apple pie. So, why not be Stephen Apple Pie? Nice to meet you, Stephen Apple Pie, I said, and I got out of bed. So what stuff do you want to pack for our trip? My bags have plenty of room. While Stephen was packing and while Mione was spinning around in circles chasing her tail, I took out the laptop and opened it. I checked the messenger, but Grandma wasn't on right now. That was okay. We had to get going anyway. Hi, Grandma, I typed. I'm on my way. Mione and I have been careful and we are safe. Plus, we made a spider friend. Crazy, right? We'll see you soon. Love, Dean. There. Now she wouldn't worry about where I was. I closed the laptop and saw Steven was pointing a gun at me. What the heck? Don't shoot! I yelled, putting my hands up in the air. I don't have a lot of money, just $100 that a different spider spit out of his mouth, but you can take it. Steven the spider cocked his head. Wait, what? Steven looked at the gun in his hands and suddenly dropped it on the floor. Oh, no. No. I'm not robbing you. Hey, we're best buds now. I just wanted to give it to you because I can't shoot it. You know, because I don't have fingers. I waggled my fingers at him and smiled. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the gift. I knelt down and picked it up. It had a fat little tube on the end of its barrel. Was this? Yes, it was! It was a silenced pistol. Oh my gosh, thank you, Steven! I think this will help us a lot. Hey now, don't make me blush, Steven said. He had finished putting some comic books and other stuff in my bags, and he also had a little stick with his own little checkered cloth bag tied to its end. I used my rope elevator to bring everything plus Mione down to the ground. The house was super quiet. I guessed that they were all sleeping. Then the three of us walked through the backyards of the houses on our way to Grandma's house. At the end of the block, there was a tall wooden fence and a door locked with a padlock. I definitely didn't have the key, and neither of my friends did either. So I jumped up and grabbed the top, then I tried to pull myself over so I could see what was on the other side. I got a face full of web. Yuck! I spat, falling backwards. Pip, pip. What the heck, man? I just want to climb over. I didn't know who had shot the web, but whoever it was needed to go away if he didn't want to get smashed. Steven came over and started pulling web off of my face. All right, so this is Gumi, I think.
Yes, right? It is. Yeah.
So yeah, what do you want him to sound like?
High pitched.
High pitched?
Yeah.
Oh! How about that? Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, a kid! Sorry for the web!
A voice whined from the other side of the fence.
I was going to make a ladder to the top so I could rappel and not have to climb.
I nodded at that. Is that all right? Okay. I nodded at that, satisfied. At this point in my travels, I really understood what it was like to have sore feet and tired legs. It's okay, I called out. Say, you don't happen to know what is all going on around here, do you? I'm starting to think that the Earth has become a world of magic. That's silly, Steven said from beside me. Why would you think that? I waved my hands around and he cocked his head. Because there are talking spiders? Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Steven nodded.
I don't feel magical,
said the voice from the other side.
But I sure do feel hungry. Why don't I come over there and put this key in the lock so you can get through?
That sounds like a great plan, I exclaimed. Let's do it! All right, and that is the end of Chapter 5. Dean, how am I doing?
Doing good.
I think you're gonna have a good audiobook here. I'm having a good time. I like Gumi. I like Steven. And do we run into any other characters besides those two and Grandma? Anybody else talk? Nope. That's it? Okay, well, we have a tiny cast, but they are a tour de force. And we will execute this audiobook with the utmost professionalism, and we'll have it done for you sometime, maybe in the next 2 weeks.
I'm just looking at the comments, like, wee, so many comments.
There's so many comments, right? People love us.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So, Dean, thank you so much for coming on the show, for writing this book for us to narrate. Right. I hope you guys make some good sales off of it.
This has
We're
to
gonna
be
put.
like 50 or something comments. It's so
There's a lot.
well.
There's a lot. People like it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this up. I guess your mom's somewhere else, but tell her I said thank you. Oh wait, can she hear you? Can she hear me? Is she over there?
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
think she can hear you.
Oh, okay. She can't hear me. All right. Well, tell her I said thank you, and I hope you had fun, and I hope you have fun with the audiobook when I'm finished with it, and you can listen to it on your own. All right. Thank your dad
Okay.
for me, and thank you everybody who's here watching, who's hanging out and supporting uh, Dean. And we'll have that audiobook out very soon. So if to anyone who doesn't know, all the proceeds are going to Dean and to Dean's family, and we're also, when we release this audiobook, we're gonna make a donation to the Moyamoya Foundation. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for letting your son come on. Oh, we can't hear her. It's all right. There's Damien back there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, I was just saying thank you guys so much for letting him come on the stream with us. We had a really good time. And I think you guys are gonna enjoy this audiobook. So you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be
Oh,
back in
yeah,
touch.
definitely. Thanks a lot, man.
Those YouTubers spend hours streaming, like, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I look forward to seeing this. I've been teaching in the other room there, but
Oh yeah.
it looks like
There's so many comments.
there's so many comments. It's wonderful.
Yeah. You'll get to watch the replay after we're done here. So you just go to our YouTube channel and you'll find it there. And you can share it.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And you have an awesome weekend, Dean. Played tons of video games for me, all right? I don't think you'll have a problem with that, will he?
I don't know if you know a game called Friday Night Funkin' where you just press buttons and it's gonna break your fingers.
That doesn't sound like a fun game.
That's not. No, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. But hey, kudos to you if you have the guts to play it. And you guys.
I'm playing it, just
again,
not the actual game.
fun.
It's on Roblox, if you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is underground. This is underground stuff. Okay. I got you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go lay down and cry because my neck hurts. And you guys, I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting this thing finished for you, and hope you guys enjoy it when it's done.